Do you face though if you've had an ego death or physical death? Because all NDEs have died. And all of us have died. That's why there's this collective fear of death in the ether, because we all fear it. And yeah, all of us project it. Yeah. And as you reduce it, you realize that the fear of it also reduces, like, in direct proportion in your current reality. Bro, I keep saying this, man. Let's not fight. Anyway, so when you think about it, do you remember the feeling? It was like you had to, there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do to prevent it. You just, at one point, you just had to let it happen, right? You felt it, you knew it, just had to just give up. Not give up, but you just had to let the experience happen. You couldn't prevent the experience, you know, so you couldn't stop the car crash, you couldn't stop the thing, you couldn't stop the whatever. You just had to let it happen. Yeah, and you were just a passenger, basically. It was almost like your hands are tied and your feet are tied, your head is tied, it's just your eyes that can move and there's nothing you can do. Right? That's how you have to approach every situation in life, bro. Let it happen. Because the same way consciousness just made us evade that situation in the sickest way, consciousness will evade us in those situations in the sickest way. But the more we try and push back on it and try and stop the experiences, we're not stopping anything. We're just clashing with consciousness. It feels like you're stopping the thing on the outside, right? But in essence, you're turning on the inside and saying, no, I'm not going to receive the input output. I'm not going to do it. The robot and the energy that powers it. That's basically it. And that's why life will start getting fucked up for you, because consciousness is going to go, really? All right, cool. I'm going to break your leg then and show you something. Bow. Like, my leg. Do you know what? Still, I'm not going to do it. Do you know what? Okay, watch. This time, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break your leg. I'm going to actually twist it around twice, yeah? And slap you across the face in the process. It will happen. No. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to make it impossible for you to actually do it now. Yeah? Like, every time you want the energy, I just won't provide it. So you can't do the things you want to do because you see the conflict. So you're not finding your purpose. Do you see? So it's not like a lack of motivation or a lack of discipline. Consciousness, you're refusing consciousness some things, or consciousness is like, actually, do you know what? Cool. Because you want to be like that. I just won't provide the energy in that area of your life for you to go and do that. That area of I won't power you. Because it powers everything. I won't power you. I just want to let you do it. I just want to let you do it. And when people start to drop certain stories, straight away, there's releases in life. Because there's no life outside, it's happening inside. Like, we need to really talk about acceptance. Acceptance is very important. We need to just allow life to happen. Yeah. A lot of the time, we are small gods, yeah? Gods with a small G. All of us. You, me, even the fucking bum on the street, the fucking pink head, blue head, fucking social justice warrior that's not sure if they're a cat or a dog. Even the fucking everyone. We all are. Essentially, we are basically look, at this point, if you don't know that you're in a construct, you're in some sort of like dream reality, you know, technology. It's something that we can't explain with words, right? If you think you live on planet Earth, this rock thing that's going through space at miles an hour, blah, blah, please switch off now because, yeah, anyway. So the point is, what is happening, or what I've noticed is, even in my own life, is we get abstracted with, side missions and side quests, right? And we then over prioritize the side quest as the main mission, right? It's not the main mission. And when you don't accept fully life, in essence, you're attached to this dream. Yeah. It's like being in a dream and being attached to the child that you have in a dream, and you wake up and you're depressed. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Yes, it did happen, but it's in another timeline. If you were not attached, you would have just woken up and gone, whew, what an experience. Just carried on living your life, right? But you're attached to something that's not even real. And that's what I mean by this reality is not real, because you will wake up from this one day, bro. And you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take my word for it. Go and listen to other people that talk about this stuff, and they will tell you 100 million, trillion, 1,000%. Yeah. Okay. So with that established, right? It's not like you need to kind of approach life as if the people that you're attached to, right? What you're seeing here are reflections of them, or the things you're attached to, you're seeing reflections of them here, right? And just think of it this way, that the real version is not even here, right? These are reflections that you're experiencing. So it's like being in a dream, seeing your mother, seeing your girlfriend, seeing the person you were, or your son, daughter, whatever, insert whatever. You see them in a dream, right? When you become lucid in a dream, you recognize that that's your son, but that's not your son. It's a reflection. It's a projection from your mind. Yeah, because you create the dream. Nobody creates the dream and puts you in it. You create the dream. Okay. So you create the dream, you go and experience the dream. Yeah. And within that experience, you come across things and you form attachments. But the point I'm trying to make, or what I'm trying to get you to see, is for you to not be so attached. That indifferent love I was talking about. Have that realization that, okay, even if you want to be attached super duper 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 duper, imagine that these are just reflections. This is a dream, and it's not going to change anything. You're still going to love them the same. You're still going to be the same. You're still going to, the only difference is there are no attachments. So therefore, if there's no attachment, there's no pain. Do you see? Because if there is attachment, there's pain. Because you will wake up, something will happen. It's like, when people go through betrayal, right? And it stuns them, and they're like, oh, I can't fucking believe it. Oh my God, like, how the fuck did all this shit, right? And it's like people are expecting people, quote unquote, to catch them within the dream, within the VR dream construct. They're expecting the other person to catch them because they would have caught them. They would like to think that they would catch them. They would like to think that they are loyal. They would like to think that they are not a person that would do those things. And all those things may be true. All those things may be true. Truly, truly, truly. But the point is, you're dealing with reflections. They haven't actually got the ability to catch you. They literally can't. And if they do, it's only because you've enabled them to catch you. So that means you were the power behind them catching you anyway. So you were catching yourself. And that's why when people are in these relationships or jobs or things that don't work for them, and you're constantly like, it's like you're trying to get them to see your value, and you're doing all that. They can't, they're just construct people. They can't do it. They can't do it because you're in your separate dream. Even though we're sharing a collective dream, you're also in your separate dream, right? And in your dream, the people that are just projections, they are not really, really real. But by some accident or some magic, I would say magic actually, they are also creating you. It's a weird thing. It's a weird construct. Weird thing. But essentially, you need to come to the point of full acceptance, bro. Just know that, yeah, if imagine if people approach marriages and all these things, marriages, friendships, jobs, as if, okay, do you know what? If some bullshit does happen, then hey, then that so be it. If something good happens, hey, then so be it. The Eastern mystics, the Chinese especially, have always spoken about these principles. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the guy whose son got injured or something. He was like, that's good, or something like that. And then because of that, his son couldn't go to war. So, I can't remember the story, but it's like full acceptance. Full acceptance is the key, bro. Full acceptance. And Jesus even goes to, I'll attach that to this video. Jesus even talks about, even Jesus shows you that when you get attached, you experience pain. Which Christ is just Jesus. It's just consciousness personified, isn't it? But yeah, you need to just let life flow, bro. Let it flow, my nigga. Like, what are you trying to control? Let the thing flow, bro. Like, let it flow. Like, how can you stop? You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the sun. You can't stop the moon. You can't stop the wind. You can't stop the plants. You can't stop. Bro, have you ever seen grass growing out of like concrete or tarmac before? Or like little plants, weeds coming out of it? It's impossible, right? But it's possible. Why? Because we cannot control the flow of life. Life will flow regardless. And this is what I keep telling you. If you want to believe in those fucking bullshit stories, be my guest, go join the queue and get slaughtered and come back. No problem. You'll get it eventually. But the point is just accept everything, bro. The guys, and this is what, even in the Bible, they tell you, oh, someone slaps you across the face, give them the other cheek, right? I wouldn't give them the other cheek personally. I'm just being real. But essentially, it goes to talk about acceptance. I accept, okay, that's fine. Oh, you want to slap me? Fine. Okay, cool. Do your worst. That's what it's trying to say. Not physically giving me other cheek. Do your worst. I'm not attached to that. It's fine. You've slapped me with my body. Okay, fine. That's okay. Cool. No problem. Do you see? And even on a physical 3D, okay, we live on Earth and 8 billion people and Times Square and, you know, Champs-Élysées and Eiffel Tower and Camp Nou and all these things in this world that we live in, right? Cool. Let's accept that as some sort of like real basis of, you know, if somebody says somebody cuts me off in traffic, somebody sends me a rude email, somebody leaves a bullshit comment, somebody tries to disrespect me, somebody whatever. If I then invest my power, my energy, because I'm energy, if I invest that energy into that and I get drawn into that, essentially what's happened is I have fallen into a story created by my own mind, because that thing that I'm seeing could just as well be in a dream. I'm just seeing a reflection of my mind, and that reflection of my mind has done something to me. Just like how your mind sometimes can, you know, we have these parasites in our mind, you know, oh, you're not good enough, you know, that ego type fucking low dimensional stuff. And because it's done that, I then shift my focus onto that, and I'm feeding it like, no, but there will never be a resolution. Number one, there will never be a resolution. Yeah. Just like how when doubt creeps in your mind, you can try and grab that thought and sit down with it at a table and rationalize all you want. Doubt will never give in. So in the same way, if a person cuts you off in traffic, you can't reason with them into sense. You can't out violence them back into sense. You can't. Yeah. So someone hits you, you can't hit them back into sense. It cannot work, because no matter what happens, it's just going to cost you more and more and more and more energy. What's happening now is instead of you staying on the straight path, you've gone into a side quest and you're there, and now you're completely immersed in a fucking mess because you've been sidetracked. So let's use the road rage example. Someone cuts me off. I then use my car to cut him off. Yeah. He's hit my car up. I've hit his car. So now there's an insurance issue, possibly police criminal issue, right? Or maybe I've jumped out. We've had fisticuffs. I've punched him or whatever it is. He's laying on the floor. He's called the emergency services. Oh, someone's attacked me. Maybe he's not even very well. And I punched him. He's fallen on the floor. He's having a seizure. Yeah. So now from that one thing that I could have just allowed to just pass and go, I've completely taken myself off course, and it's going to cost me energy. So it's going to cost me time. I'm going to have to go to court. You might get arrested. You might lose your car. You might have to fix it. All those things cost energy at the baseline. But if he cut me off and I just let it go, okay, cool, whatever. My energy is still intact. Just like when a thought comes into your head, yeah? And it's interesting, even the phrasing of the word, the thought comes up. Because you are up there, yeah? These thoughts are from the base, the material stuff, yeah? The low dimensional stuff comes up, tries to pull you into this, yeah? No, just let it pass. It doesn't cost you energy. Oh, another one comes up. You let it pass. Because it's almost like this thing that we're in, it's almost like, these bubble machines that kids use, right? It's like one of those. It's constantly creating alternative realities for you to get suckered in. That's the whole point of it. If you avoid it, you're fine. And then you can then create the world you want, because the thing wants you to create worlds that you don't want, that will cost you energy, thereby keeping it alive. Anyway, let life flow, man. Let life flow, bro. It's long otherwise.